How can something as beautiful as this be dying? Welcome to Biomutant. For being cut off from the surface, this isn't too bad. Grit. Not going to happen with your key energy level. Itchy trigger finger. What a blow! Gross. This place stinks. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. The gooing looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. That means you'll need a device so you can get it out of your way. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks. Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive Porky Puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. That's where he bobs. Gulp refuses to move from that barge, despite the fact it makes him berth. Goop's not sure, though, if it's the surf sickness or the radium syrup that causes it. There's no reason to think this might explode. Ready to live at your own speed. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. Wonder if any of it matters now. In the old days, this was a port for boats that went under the surf. They helped clog the surf into goo. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose, I don't think. Their machines made a mess, though, and they never cleaned up after themselves. You should be able to find a track here. Just need to keep your eyes open. It's all about destiny. Yours, mine, the entire world's. Hey, you found the track, even around all this goopy goo. Nothing escapes your googly eye. The surf here looked cleaner when that track was made. Old world dive pods had a built-in air supply, so you could breathe below the surf. Glad you had the patience to learn more about how the surf got gooed. Welcome to the Surfipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. Ready to ride. All ashore that's going ashore. That's a resource totem. A monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Just check that skronk out. You're poking around Pockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp. At the very least. Let's see. Watch out for big fish when you're near. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Points out that he's hungry too, but always thirsty for more. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wants to know if he could point you towards something fun to drink, so that you could share with the tipsy tipster. You sure look like you could use a drink. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Says you should toast the end of the world, but you'd better hurry. It's coming soon. Respects how you take care of yourself first instead of trying to swallow too much. Thinks it's funny you wound up with the Jagni. They drink so little, like birds. Can't understand that. Everybody's thirsty. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. Says that's what gives your internals such a great glow. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surf Archipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he's not sure you can. Physically, that is. There's no squeeze in the world able to counteract his expansiveness. Thanks to the Googlide, you're still dry. The Quack Hollow, it's just loonly. This cistern needs a key. Looks valuable. You've used up all your key energy. What doesn't kill you? Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. That's a keeper. Make that blade sing. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Are you sure this goo glide's safe? Gulp says he'll bibble anything once, as long as it's drinkalicious, even rocket fuel. He once mixed up some tankers and drank that. It was a real lift-off. That leads him to the bottom of that particular bottle. Radium syrup. If only he could find a tanker truck to empty. He's not in a state to go looking, so he's counting on you to help. Go find him a tanker truck and bring back some of that precious radium syrup. Please. Says they might be good for other things, but not for anything better than adding zing to your drink. Take that light!
Really, you ought to use your head instead of your gut.
See? The darkness lets you get away with anything.
Just remember, you can always find light in the dark.
Dark? When you already know you're right.
There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Let's see. Says that lying here in the sun isn't a bad way to wait for the end. It's warm. Claims there's a machine out there that can turn sunshine into go juice. If you can find it and fix it up, you can juice your gear all day long. Says it's a thing that turns sunlight into power. Says they're not sure where the solar mirror is, but they'd look for it someplace sunny. Get that solar mirror fixed up, and you'll have all the go juice you can make. Right up until the sun burns out, that is. Claims you got the right idea. Oh, ouch! Hack and slash! Cutting edge. Peak of power. Rain gets any worse, you could dissolve. Now that's loot. It's a new day to you. Might as well enjoy it. You've already drained yourself. So many leaves on so many things. Flex those smart muscles and open the hatch. That should be enough glow juice for two. Down is easy, up is the hard bit. It feels like an ancient dungeon down here. Look at that plastic scrap, just waiting for someone to do something with it. Blaster faster. Back on your own 2 feet.
Hey, you humbug. Yamanu Gilolan.
Gulp says he wants to take you with him on a super funny happy slide. Sharing is caring, and 1 drink for 2 is just right. Gulp says seeing your face is like seeing his own reflection at the bottom of a glass. It never gets old. He's been looking forward to a rendezvous, and it's on you to make it happen. There's even a chance the syrup is more intoxicating now from being aged in a radiated tanker. He's sure there are even more tanker trucks with radium syrup out there waiting to be emptied. Figures you could do that, but only Gulp knows which boozy ooze is safe.
Nothing shines like the dark. Oh, no, wait. Oh, well, you know.
You can't trust the dark.
Can you see how dark sets you free?
It's not too late for you, is it?
Hello, darkness. That's me, your old friend.
Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. Gulp says he's still waiting for that second round. Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Gulp thanks you, says a drink or 2 won't do any harm. He refuses to drink alone. You're his friend now. Gulp says he just can't get enough of that crunky syrup. It's so refreshing. Don't you agree? He really appreciated that you shared a drink with him. You took a risk and deserve a reward. So he intends to keep the promise he gave you when you first met. Claims to understand the alchemy of drinks. Lots to sample and savor. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about flip-flop the flip-flops and not getting sauced. There are things out there waiting for you. You can do this. Wouldn't want to be behind that. Couldn't stand another hour of daylight. Dismounted. The Domp outpost, shined up by the Myriad tribe. Let's see. Had enough of that? Don't spare the jets. Tread soft. That's a monster nest, if ever I've seen one. some rubber scrap got uncovered over there. Gripes about how everyone looks like they crawled from the underworld these days. Wishes they knew where their friend Trim is right now. There's no better fur dresser in the world. Says they can see by the state of your fur that you really don't know. Complains Spurf Top is a little too far, even though this woolly coat that requires furious daily care is in dire need of a trim, as you can see. If you see him, be sure to ask him to give you a makeover. Not that you need it, but you do need it. Thinks you won't regret it. Nothing better than a day on surf. Sometimes your mind creates an illusion where it's possible to go back in time to relive a moment in your life. We all have things in our past we wish hadn't happened, and can come to remember seeing and doing things that never happened. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Choose the automaton functionality you want to recall. I was wondering when you'd recall how to spring the automaton air gliders. Vroom, vroom. Riding a goo glide helps keep you goo-free. Beats swimming. That was fun. A peak spot is a great place to stand if you want to see things for what they are.